This video is made possible by the EA Creator Network, which provided me with the keys for many of the worlds and build by you'll see in this series. Good afternoon, Simmers. Meet Ruby Baxter. Ruby is a teenager who just exited the foster system and is now an independent adult. She aged up before she could get her high school diploma and chose to not pursue it. She dropped out of school against the advice of her teachers and is trying to make it on her own. So Ruby doesn't have much. I did start her off with a few things. She has a suitcase. She has a sleeping bag. She had a camping pad and a space heater. She has more than a lot of rags to riches protagonists start off with. One of the big things that she has that others don't is a building to live in. Welcome to Ruby's little home in the woods. Let me show you this in build mode real quick so I can brighten it up. Once upon a time, this little substation was part of the Willow Creek power grid. Since then, it's been emptied out and left abandoned. So when Ruby saw this, she broke in, basically, and decided to make this her temporary home. I don't even know that she's thinking temporary so much as this is a place I can be right now. This is a place where I can find shelter. She really just wanted to be free, independent, out of the system. No offense, of course, to folks in the foster system making an amazing difference in young people's lives. We're just telling the story of one little sim with one little imaginary backstory. Ruby, let's go back to live mode. Ruby's a smart young lady, but, directionless. Her phone. She is creative. She is domestic. She would really like to have a family of her own someday, and she'd really like to make it something that she could be proud of, that she wants to have a family that she'll stick with. She doesn't want to be abandoned, and she never wants to abandon a child. She's romantic based on just what she's seen in the media. She'd love to have a partner. She's cheerful. But yeah, she's uncomfortable because she's sitting on a cooler. Let's let her sit on her sleeping bag. Maybe that'll be a little more comfortable for her. Little better. Still on the ground. Still bored. Basically, I think that's the hardest part for her, is bored. And the second hardest part would be she doesn't have a bathroom. So when she has to use the bathroom, she's lucky enough that she's in Willow Creek right next to a grill and a bathroom. But she's also next to some of the fanciest houses in town. We've got the Goths and their successful neighbors. And the longer she stays out of sight, the longer she isn't going to be kicked out of her temporary space. Oh, she is so bored that looking at an electrical warning sign is making her flirty. Oh, Ruby. But let's go ahead and give her the chance to go to the bathroom. And I think with this frog right here, I think we're going to look for frogs real quick, because the frog income is going to matter. Frog income is important.
Ooh, haspa.
Ruby was raised in a pretty urban atmosphere, which means she doesn't know much about fishing, camping, any of it. She is definitely out here on a wing and a prayer. And a cell phone that must be pay as you go. But let's go ahead. She's tired. Let's start the new day. Ruby, why don't you get some sleep? It's a new day. First thing first, she has the moodlet, oh, my back. Which is kind of what I feel like as a 50-something woman ever sleeping. But as an 18-year-old girl, sleeping on a concrete floor, even with a pad and a sleeping bag, is not that great. So I think she wants to come over. She doesn't really have anything to grill except frogs. And she doesn't know how to do that or would do that. So let's see. She has options. But I think the one she's going to take, she's getting some cereal out of her cooler. But then I think she might try to fish for the first time. Where would she get that fishing pole? That's a good question. Maybe she'll go around foraging instead, trying to harvest things like these lilies right here. Let's see, those strawberries would be nice and yummy, but they are out of season. She likes gardening. Okay, good to know. She can't exactly put a garden outside her little squatting space, but she could possibly sell some of these flowers. She has some lilies. We'll get her some bluebells. Again, what's really important to her is, let's see, she popped out of her dwelling space very early in the morning, and we're not going to let her go back to it until dark, because that would be, again, anything that shows to other people that she is sleeping in that space is going to make these, well, potentially make these very wealthy neighbors take notice. She'd love to talk to someone, but there's just, oh, there's a few people around. Let's go over to the park. That might be better than just hanging out on this bench. Let's go hang out on a different bench. Now, folks, in terms of mods and cheats, I do have MCCC. I also have many of Twisted Mexie's mods. I am not using UI cheats during this challenge. I'm not going to adjust her mood. I'm not going to adjust the weather. We're just going to take it as it comes. Oh, chess is intriguing. Okay. Let's see. Is there anyone else? Because she really would like to chat with someone. Just anybody. Let's see if Caitlin, which showed up as being in range, if Caitlin will come over and play a little chess with her.
A berry.
It's getting started on that logic skill. Okay, Carolyn does not seem to be showing up, so how about Hillary Lawrence over there? Did Hillary take off too? Yep. Let's try one more time. Let's see. Oh, that's Blossom. Blossom Greenberg from Eco Lifestyles. Let's see if we can persuade Blossom to leave her stand. Yay! And come on over and play just a little chess. Right now, Ruby is mostly suffering from a lack of social. She really needs to chat with someone. Here in this very hot, very muggy day in Willow Creek.
So.
Dag.
I don't know that Ruby is a terribly sparkling conversationalist, but she is trying.
Oh, Wavine.
And Blossom, you know, every interaction I've had with Blossom has been pleasant. Blossom seems like a nice enough lady. And look how happy Ruby is that she's talking to a person. She is thrilled.
Doba Harfin.
Vadish.
Oh, it looks like we've gained a bit more company.
Dag.
Hello to Charlie Lott.
Benu. Ichuta. Linda. Onaya. Oh, Graues.
Another person to meet.
Dag.
Abswars and Azuk. Your penis.
Ooh, Charlie, unlike Blossom, Charlie does not seem terribly friendly.
Flew.
Though it could be that she just has that very old Hollywood face.
In Abby's office?
Now there's another bluebell right there. Let's try to harvest that bluebell.
Calgoey. Daobao Saba.
Oh? Oh.
And I think for this particular round of Rags to Riches, I am not going to make myself to the hardcore. You have to find a vendor to sell things to. We just get to sell things. So let's get rid of these bluebells, these lilies. And you know what? Let's breed these frogs. And see what we come up with. Oh, and immediately upon getting a few dollars, it is time to make some food. Oh, she's so happy. Well, let's take this and speculate that she was raised in a few different foster families, probably several. And from each one, she took a little bit of their history, their culture, their practices, including learning how to make some food she otherwise might not have known. Let's go ahead and have another serving, because you're never quite sure when that next meal is going to happen. She's so happy. And in fact, she's going to call it a meal. Oh, no, she can't with this one. Too bad. And back to chest, looks like.
Oh,
It's still really hot out today. It is really muggy. It's hazy.
A Bryac.
She is enjoying this logical game. Let's start I'm going to think of her as sort of a logic enjoying person. Someone who likes being logical. I don't see anything else on this lot that she can scavenge or dig up. It's not full dark yet. We have to wait until the lights come on and it's full dark. And then she'll sneak back into her house. Luckily, there's another bathroom right here.
The door.
Okay, so nope, not quite yet. I think in the summertime, which is the current season, the lights don't really come on till 8 or 9. But oh nope, we got a little streetlight action going. Let's see. Let's go by our house, and if there's no one in this little parklet. Up, we have one person. Oh, we have Jeffrey! Jeffrey Landgrab is fishing. Maybe she'll go say hi to Jeffrey. She is a very social young woman, as we've already seen.
So.
Now the lights are on. Excellent.
Bristla Kumbar. Hardu skin.
Maybe Jeffrey has a spare rod. Let's say that's the case. And let's go ahead and go fishing with Jeffrey. Jeffrey's giving her tips. Come on, one chance. Let's see. Can she get the fish? She got a pile of muck. All right. So maybe not tonight. But she met Jeffrey Landgrab, and he looks pretty. Let's see. How's he looking? He looks pretty absorbed. So let's make a break for it. Let's head for home. Let's make sure Jeffrey isn't looking. Yep, we're safe. And now we're in here until morning. So let's go ahead and... Gosh, she isn't that sleepy. But you know what? She's going to anyway. Sleep when you get the chance. Time to wake up. Very uncomfortable again. But it's raining, which is exciting. It's 5:30 in the morning. No one's around. She is going to duck back here. Anyone? Nope. This all seems pretty pretty sheltered. She is going to, behind the shelter of these bushes, she is going to shower in the rain. All right, that's enough. That's enough. She's a little she is a little cleaner now without mentally scarring anybody going by on their bike. And I don't think, no, she didn't manage to. Yeah, she's hungry and she's really, really sore. Let's breed frog. She's gonna have to go after a different frog. Alright, she's having a little bit of cereal, granola, again, whatever she was able to sneak out with her cooler. Okay, time to leave home and not come back until night. It's another bluebell. Now, the reason I called this Rocks to Riches is because I want to, down the road, make her path to solvency come from gem crafting. Which I think is perfectly viable. I think that's a total way we can do it. That is our goal, is for her to have her own house, have her own jewelry studio, maybe jewelry store. And maybe to fulfill those dreams of hers to have a family. But right now, frogs.
Oh, Bibitan.
She has different frog. Yes. And speaking of, I know this is a fossil as opposed to a crystal, but let's go check this out. Digging is a time-honored way for Sims without money to get a little bit of cash to tide them over. Yep, she has a fossil. A fossilized plant imprint, and let's go ahead and do a bit more selling. Bluebells. And we're going to... I totally forget what, I totally forget what lets you split stacks. So we're just gonna go for another frog. We're not gonna have 3 of one kind. In fact, the frog economy seems suspicious at best. So let's just get rid of our frogs. But this does give us 330 bucks, which is pretty impressive. Now, we'll be able to abandon the substation and maybe try and get a very small, very humble piece of land when we hit about 2,000. So let's go ahead and make that our initial goal, is to get our own piece of land. Though I think she's going to make an objective of maybe 3,000 before she actually goes to a different place, because she doesn't want to go to someplace without a roof, right? She'd rather have the money to both buy the land and have a very rudimentary dwelling. So right now she's just this kind of kooky girl walking around picking flowers. Picking pretty valuable flowers. Enough that I think she can go say hi to Blossom and get a snack. Hey Blossom, how was your day? Thanks again for playing chess with me last night.
Oh, yes.
Shinku. Rangoya.
But she can actually buy food today. She's gonna buy a hamburger. Oh, Ruby's got a new skill in comedy. Let's see where that takes us as well.
Belindy. Vobi Ibsa Biddo.
And charisma. Good for her. Hamburger time.
Sheep Homa. Rush.
And at this point, with Ruby so full and happy and content, let's call it here for our first episode. Next time, let's see what might expand Ruby's horizon. Hey, thank you so much for being here today. Be well. I'll see you in the next episode. And if you're interested in keeping up with this series, please like and subscribe. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.